You're watching the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
Welcome back. You don't want to miss this story. It's talking about the Oedipus Complex. Have you heard about it? Here's what it is in full definition. The complex of emotions aroused in a young child by an unconscious sexual desire for the parent of the opposite sex and wish to exclude the parent of the same sex. And tonight, we know there's talk online and trending. Diddy may have had the Oedipus complex with his own mother, but that's just talk. Let's take a look. And joining us on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us Dr. Jasmine Boone. And Dr. Boone, we have some armchair therapists, psychoanalysts who are at home trying to figure out the relationship between Diddy and his mother, and they're saying the Oedipus complex. First of all, what is the Oedipus complex?
Yes, so the Oedipus complex was developed by Sigmund Freud. It's an actual psychosocial development phase, and it occurs in the phallic phase, so ages 3 to 6. And so what it basically proposes is that a boy child specifically grows sexual desires for their mom and wants the dad out of the picture. But because he knows dad is stronger and more powerful and fears being punished, he kind of represses those sexual feelings.
And do you put any credibility into that? This came from Freud in 1899.
Yeah.
Your thoughts about this?
As a psychodynamic therapist myself, just generally across the board in the world of psychology and counseling, the Oedipus complex is not universally kind of recognized anymore. There is some attention to just during that stage of ages 3 to 6-ish, the child understanding relationships outside of themselves and maybe like, I want to marry daddy and I want to marry mom, that type of thing. But the sexual aspect has kind of been removed and is not as often considered presently.
And so now many people are assigning the Oedipus complex to Diddy and his mother, saying he treats his mother like one of the girls or a girlfriend instead of his mother. We're hearing that from people who used to work for him. Who have said that in interviews that it's more like why is he kissing his mom in the mouth at that age? Your thoughts on this and your feelings?
Yeah, I don't know that we're dealing with the Oedipus complex here. Again, that is typically geared towards young children. Now, if we're going full-blown Sigmund Freud here, he does assert that if a child gets stuck in the Oedipus phase, they do continue to have a fixation with their mother. But what that usually looks like is I date women that look like my mom or have traits like my mom. We don't often see like I treat my mom like she's my woman. That seems a little bit more possessive. It seems like across the board, Diddy just feels like women belong to him or people belong to him. This seems more of an affect of money and power and fame. That has kind of created this invincible fable that he has. I think in order for it to be incestuous, the mom would have to be consenting and engaging in it as well. So this seems more like a power trip and a possessiveness that Diddy seems to may have, I don't know, just for women belonging to him.
And when we think about a lot of people don't feel comfortable even talking about this complex because it puts it in their mind thinking, okay, did I have a sexual attraction to one of my parents? You know, it's just like, but I blocked it out. According to the study that I saw, people tend to block it out, that part out. That's your favorite parent, but any sexual connection, your mind shuts that off to protect you from those thoughts.
Yes, it's possible. It's possible, and it would not be abnormal. It's just a part of the developmental stage. You usually grow out of it. Those feelings are either outgrown, repressed, that type of thing, blocked out, like you mentioned. But you grow through it. More than anything, it's just you learn during that age that like mom can have a relationship outside of me. Before 3 years old, people are just objects. They're not subjects.
Hmm.
Once you get into that phallic stage or that Oedipus phase, it's just simply you're recognizing like, oh, mom can have a relationship with someone outside of me, or dad can have a relationship outside of me. Well, I see Disney and I want dad to be my prince. I want mom to be my princess, right? And it usually just kind of grow through the phase, learning more about relationships and identity.
And of course, you've said that it's mainly boys that the theory applied to. What about females? Not at all when it comes to dad?
So for females, he coined it the Electra complex, and it is just the reverse. So the daughter who has feelings for the father.
Okay, but we're saying now definitely this doesn't apply to Diddy from what we have seen and your professional opinion.
Yeah, in my professional opinion, he may have a fixation on his mother, but it seems to be across the board. He just seems possessive over women, and his mother is not the exception.
And I'm sure he's got more problems to worry about than this right now.
I
Dr.
think so.
Jasmine Boone, always good to talk to you here on The Factor Uncensored. Good to see you.